All right, y'all know what time it is. It is time for Elite Performance with Dr. Brad. And tonight we're talking about habits, these things that seem to happen on automation, those behaviors that we do that we don't even think about. Yes, the good ones, but also the bad ones. Have you ever stopped to think, like, why do I do the things that I know I'm not supposed to do? Actively doing the things that I know I'm not supposed to do, that's not helping me. But for some reason, I also don't do the things that I know I'm supposed to be doing. We're going to be breaking down habits, how they work, and how there is a hunger. There is a starvation that is happening inside of us that is drawing us to make decisions that are destroying us. But we're also going to talk about how to overcome that starvation so that you can be your best as a husband, father, business owner, and crush it in your health, wealth, and relationships here on Elite Performance with Dr. Brad. Let's get it. All right, you know what time it is. Yes, indeed. It is time for Elite Performance with Dr. Brad. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Brad. I'm a physician and also performance coach for men. And what I do is I help men succeed at a high level in their career without sacrificing their fitness, their family, and their faith. And today we're going to be talking about something that I think is extremely important as it comes to us as men. We're going to be talking about habits and how these habits, whether good or bad, like how do they come to be? And the title of this podcast is called Your Hunger is Driving Your Habits. Your hunger is driving your habits. And so these bad habits that we have, you may have thought about this before, like, why in the world do I continue to make decisions and to do things that I know do not benefit me, sometimes are actively destroying me, and I know they don't help me, but I still do them? And why do I not do the things that I know I need to be doing in order to advance in my health, in order to advance in my wealth and finances, in order to advance in my business, in order to advance in my relationships? Why is it that we don't do the things that we know we're supposed to do, and we do the things that we know we're not supposed to? I mean, I'm fascinated by human behavior because that makes no logical sense, right? Right. When you think about these bad habits, like if you think about, so I always talk about those three areas: is health, wealth, and relationships, or what I sometimes define as your fitness, your family life, and your finances, right? Your business, your body, your health, and bonding with those close around you. These three areas are the things that matter to us. And so in our health, bad habits look like eating the stuff that you know you ain't supposed to be eating, right? Not going to go work out when you know you're supposed to go work out. It's a workout day, it's a workout time, but yet you still don't do it. In business, it's doing the tasks that you know you're supposed to be doing every day. It's doing the tasks that you wrote out in those New Year's resolutions. It's doing the task when you sat down and said, you know what, I've got to do so many of these things every day, and yet and still decide not to do it. In relationships, it's not giving the time that we know is needed and adequate in order to build our relationships. These are some of the bad habits that we fall into. And listen, I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it myself. You set a goal, you set a health goal. I remember in the past setting a goal to try to really get in shape, try to get in real good shape. Set a goal, still eat bad. right? Set a goal to just, put away sweets like after 8, I'm not going to eat sweets, or during a certain period of time, I'm not going to eat sweets. Guess what? I'm still eating toffee. Toffee is my dude. I will hurt somebody over some toffee, right? So you set a goal in your business, yet you procrastinate. No, you're supposed to be working on the business, but you procrastinate. You do just about anything to work on the business. Bad habit, right? Set a goal in my relationship, in my relationship with my wife. Still get into the habit of working so hard, I neglect her, right? Telling me what she wants, telling me this is what I want from you, yet I still don't do it and neglect. Bad habit. Like, I know these are things that I need to do, but I still don't do them. And there's just bad habits that we have that are unfortunately not allowing us to perform at the level that we need to as men. And so here is the challenge. And particularly when we start talking about breaking down how these habits work, here's what you need to understand. Let's break down how these habits happen. Because it's deeper than just behaviors that we're either doing or not doing. That's superficial. That's just what we see, is the fact that either I'm doing something that I know I'm not supposed to, I'm not doing something that I know I should be doing. It's deeper than that. It's emotional. It's emotional. And fellas, you might be listening to me being like, I ain't emotional. I'm not saying you're emotional, but what I am saying is that your decisions are driven by your emotions. Now, however you want to define that, if that's emotional, okay, then yes, guess we are emotional beings. But check this out. Our decisions are influenced by our emotions, how we feel. Okay? So we're either doing one of two things whenever we're making decisions on a daily basis. We're either escaping negative emotions or we're pursuing positive emotions, right? As people, we have an intrinsic desire to just want to feel good and avoid pain. So we're either doing one of those two things when we're making decisions. We're escaping negative emotions or pursuing positive emotions. What are some of these negative emotions? We're either escaping or trying to negate these negative emotions of sadness, loneliness, depression, anxiety, fear, low self-esteem, low confidence, feeling like you have low value, right? These are the negative emotions that we're trying to avoid. And then the positive emotions that we're trying to pursue are emotions of love, emotions of excitement, feeling like you have value, worth, feeling of significance, accomplishment, achievement. These are the emotions that we're trying to pursue. So an example would be, many of us have heard about emotional eating. Okay, so emotional eating. So for example, someone may have a bad day and they're feeling a certain emotion. They're feeling an emotion of sadness. They're feeling an emotion of fear or failure. Okay. That person does not want to sit in that emotion. So unfortunately, what they do is decide to eat something that will, in essence, they're trying to get away from that negative emotion and pursue feeling a different emotion by taking a certain action, by taking a certain external action. So they're pursuing the emotion of feeling better, feeling good by making, but it's done by making a bad decision. Because that person knows, I don't need to be eating this ice cream. I don't need to be eating this hamburger. But the emotion of wanting to feel significance, worth, value, love, wanting to feel a positive emotion so much and wanting to get away from the negative emotion so much makes them make a decision that they know is still bad for them, but still will allow them to feel that positive emotion even temporarily. Okay? Even if they can feel it temporarily, they will make a poor choice or a poor decision that they know is not good for them in order to feel the emotion. Now, we don't consciously make this happen. We're not thinking like, I'm about to eat this ice cream so I can get a feeling where I have a positive emotion inside. No, no. The ice cream is like the bait on a hook. The emotion is the hook, but the bait is the ice cream. But check this out. There's not just emotional eating, there's emotional procrastination. You may not want to do the work because you feel stressed when you sit down, or you get overwhelmed knowing how far away you are from your goal. You don't want to feel like a failure emotionally inside. So guess what? I'm not going to sit down and do that work because I'm going to feel negative when I do that. So I'm going to go procrastinate and do just about anything I need to do to make me avoid that negative emotion. There's emotional working out. There's emotional hustling. Feeling some kind of way in one area of our life, right? Or desiring such a need for the feeling of validation, significance, and worth that I'm gonna go hustle my butt off at the expense of whatever. I'm gonna go hustle. I'm gonna get praised by society that I'm hustling and I'm succeeding, but I'm doing it to try to feel an emotional need of significance, an emotional need of value and worth. Right? I'm making this decision, right? The success is the bait, but the underlying hook that's hooking you that you don't even realize is happening is that emotion, that emotional starvation of not having love, value, worth, and significance already is driving you to succeed. And a lot of people say, well, oh, man, fear drove me to succeed, and I proving somebody else wrong was what made me, was the drive to succeed. Okay, but here's what I want to tell you: it ain't a healthy way to be motivated to succeed. There's emotional loving. You go love someone because there's a need that's not being met somewhere. Right? There's a starvation that's happening. Right? So here's what you have to understand is that we don't want what we're pursuing. We don't really want the things that we're pursuing. We want the feeling and emotion of what we're pursuing gives us. That's what you want. You want significance. You want achievement. You want worth. You want value. You want love. You want excitement. Right? You don't want success. You don't want the $1 million. What you want is the feeling it's going to give you to have it. You want the feeling of power. You don't want the money. You want what the feeling that the money's going to give you. Right? Many of us, you don't want necessarily the relationship. We want how she can make you feel validated, or she can make you feel worthy. That's what you want. You want the feeling of being validated. You want the feeling of accomplishment. You want the feeling of power. You want the feeling of significance. You don't want to just get fit. You want the feeling of being valued. You want the feeling of somebody like attention. You want the feeling that somebody sees you. We don't want the things that we're pursuing. We want the emotions that those things that we're pursuing give us. And unfortunately, we are starving in these emotions in our life. And we're starving in these emotions so much that it's driving us to make poor decisions to feed that emotion that we're starving at that should have been fed another way. You see what I'm saying? The emotion of wanting the love, the emotion of wanting the significance, the emotion of wanting the accomplishment is so strong that you will make a decision that you know you ain't supposed to be doing in order to feel that emotion, even if it's temporary. Even if it's temporary, even if you know it's temporary and it's not the best thing for you, right? So, therefore, this is no different than going to go grocery shopping on an empty stomach. If you have ever gone grocery shopping on an empty stomach, you will make the worst decisions in terms of buying food than you ever have. You'll find yourself in the cereal aisle like me picking up some cocoa pebbles, and I ain't got no need for no cocoa pebbles right now. You find yourself buying cheesecake, stuff that you ain't ate in years, and you're making decisions that you know, and you're picking it up saying, I know I don't need this, but there's an underlying hunger because you hungry that won't allow you, that emotion is so strong that it's drawing you to make a decision that is still not in your best interest or those around you. We emotionally starved for those positive emotions and trying to seek to feed them with bad decisions that are only temporary. It's like just barely eating an appetizer, right? And it's destroying us. It's destroying our relationships. It's destroying our businesses. It's destroying, it's not allowing us to be fit like we need to because we're in such need of that feeding some underlying emotion that didn't get fed in an appropriate way. And we're going to break down what that means in terms of like, what's the best way to get fed? It's destroying us. It's not allowing us to be the best we can be. It's not allowing us to perform at our best. In essence, we don't even realize it, but our habits are controlling us because there's this starvation, this hunger that's happening. But I got a question for you, and it's a real question. What if you could shortcut? Check this out. What if you could shortcut just getting straight to the emotion instead of trying to get to success to feed the emotion? Because like I said, you're looking to succeed, not just to succeed. You're looking for the emotion that it's going to give you whenever you raise the trophy, whenever you say, I done made the money. What if you can get the feeling of power without getting the $1 billion you're going after? What if you could get the love that you're looking for instead of trying to rely on it from someone else? What if you could get the significance that you need without saying, I got to get in shape in order to feel like I'm seen, in order to feel like I'm worthy and valued, in order to feel confident? What if you can have that confidence? What if you can like hit cheat mode and say, I automatically have significance, I automatically have power, automatically have value, automatically have worth, automatically have confidence? By the way, let me give you a little bit of a clue. You already have it. You just probably don't know it. It's called identity, right? This identity that God created you with that you may just not be aware of. So the cheat mode, in order to go straight to and get everything that you are desiring and making all of these decisions for that are bad habits to try and feed this underlying hunger, is the thing that you got to do is you got to eat every single day. And when I say eat, just like the way you need to eat before you go grocery shop to try to avoid you making bad decisions, you need to make sure before you leave the house every single day that you get fed, that you eat. Because let me tell you something, the thing that's stopping you, the thing that's actually controlling you, which are these emotions that are just this, it's this empty stomach churning, churning, looking for love, significance, worth, and value, trying to be fed with success, trying to be fed with relationships, trying to be fed with the hustle that's only temporary, you can hit cheat mode and say, man, I'm getting fed by God every single day, and have perpetual fullness. And have perpetual fullness. Cheat mode. I don't need the success. I don't need it. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, bro, like I'm still like I'm not really trying to like not succeed. Like you're not really talking my language, because if I do that, I'm not gonna go out there and grind. No, 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 no. Let me tell you. Fulfillment is a precursor to the success. When you can go pursue it in service for other people, not in trying to fulfill something for yourself, that is a bigger motivator. Without the emotional roller coaster, it is the priming to success. It is the priming to succeed. Because now I'm saying, you know what? I don't need your money for my business. I'm here to try to serve you. Hey, wife, I don't need the love. I'm here to actually love you, because guess what? My stomach is full. I ate today, right? I'm eating every day with perpetual emotional stability instead of starvation. Let me say that again. I'm fed daily with perpetual emotional stability instead of starvation. And let me tell you, when you eat every day, eating every day looks like prayer every day. See, you know what prayer does? It reminds me of what I'm telling you right now. It reminds me that I have everything that what I was looking for in the things that I was trying to achieve, I already have. Right? There's no rush. There's no rush. Sure, there's urgency to do the business. There's urgency to make sure that my wife is well taken care of, but it comes from a point of service, not selfishness. Right? So it's prayer. It reminds me. Daily time in the Word helps me to understand what my true identity is. That He says I'm more than a conqueror. That I already have power. That I'm validated simply by the fact that there is only one me. And guess what? This fingerprint is only one. By definition, because there's only one fingerprint like this, I have value. Guess what? Diamonds, they are extremely rare or they're very valuable, but because they're extremely rare. Well, by the sheer fact that there's only one me makes me more valuable than a diamond, right? So I already have value and worth intrinsically, period. Right? So the Word helps me understand that. Right? Personal development, reading books, listening to things, what I tell myself. Right? I'm not trying to preach, I'm trying to help you perform better. These are performance principles. This ain't no pastoral principle. These are performance principles. You understand? This prayer, this word, this personal development. This is for performance, not to preach. I want to see you perform better. I want to see you be the absolute best husband, father, business owner, leader, man that you don't even know you could be. So I want you to imagine what it looks like to be indestructible, to be invincible, to be unstoppable, because you have emotional control. And the next time it's time for you to make a decision, next time you're about to pick up something to eat that you know you ain't supposed to be eating, next time you're about to do a habit in your relationship that you know is not going to benefit you or the other person in the relationship, or the next time you're about to make a bad habit in your business and procrastinate, or whatever the case may be, ask yourself, say, what negative emotion am I trying to avoid here? Or what positive emotion am I starving from that needs to be fed by my Father, so that I'm full perpetually and I'm emotionally stable instead of emotionally starving. All right, fellas. Listen, Thomas, I see you, man. I see you, Thomas. Thomas Ray. All right, listen, we signing off. Again, to get more information and education on how to be the absolute best man that you can possibly be and succeed in your career at a high level, to level up in your career while still doing fantastic in your fitness and your family life. In order for you to master your finances, your fitness, and your in order to master your finances, your fitness, and your family life, make sure you subscribe to the podcast, Elite Performance with Dr. Brad. Bunch of content on there. We got some things that will be coming out here real soon. I got a community that's going to be phenomenal. Got a membership that's actually going to be coming out here pretty soon. An exclusive premium membership for guys who are really trying to hit a high level. So all this stuff is going to be coming out pretty soon. I appreciate y'all. Have a fantastic night. And listen, check those emotions because it can take you to the next level. All right. Peace.